Attraction is a funny thing, isn't it? One moment, you're minding your own business, and the next, you're in a whirlwind of emotions, hormones, and pure, unadulterated chaos. It's like suddenly finding yourself standing on the edge of a cliff, exciting, terrifying, and a little bit crazy. Ever stop in the middle of your heart-racing emotions and think, what am I doing? Why is this happening? Well, you're not alone. We're all navigating this strange and fascinating world of love. The addictive nature of love. So, let's get straight to it. Romantic love is like an addiction. Don't believe me? According to biological anthropologist Helen Fisher, the very essence of love mirrors the highs and lows of a drug addict. Yeah, that feeling of excitement, obsession, and even the emotional roller coaster. It's not just a phase. We're addicted to love in the same way people are addicted to, well, cocaine or chocolate. That sounds a bit dramatic, but there's real science behind it. When we're attracted to someone, our brains start weighing in on their genetics, appearance, background, and other factors, often without us even knowing it. Love isn't just a feel-good experience. It's a complex cocktail of hormones working behind the scenes, creating a sort of emotional cocktail that can lead to some very intense feelings. The hormonal chemistry of love. Let's break this down a bit. There are several hormones that play a crucial role in making us feel that sweet, sweet attraction. Dopamine, for example, is the brain's reward chemical, kind of like your brain getting a prize for finding something exciting. It's also what gets triggered when you eat chocolate or win at a video game. Essentially, dopamine is the reason why we can't stop thinking about someone when we first meet them. Then there's norepinephrine, which has a similar effect to adrenaline. You know that feeling you get when you're about to do something risky or exciting? That's norepinephrine coursing through your body. When combined with dopamine, you get the rush of excitement that comes with a new romantic interest. Your heart races, you can't sleep, and you're just generally feeling a little wild. But let's not forget serotonin. This hormone is known for making us feel like we're temporarily out of our minds. Seriously, serotonin's role in love is a bit like being on a roller coaster. If dopamine is the ticket to the amusement park, serotonin is the ride that leaves you dizzy and breathless. In fact, studies from Rutgers University show that 4 key chemicals, dopamine, serotonin, testosterone, and estrogen, oxytocin, are responsible for the attraction cycle. They all play a unique role in shaping our attraction, and each of them is tied to specific personality traits. Let's break that down a little further. How your hormones shape your personality. You might think that being in love is all about personality or shared interests, but your chemistry can actually determine what types of people you're attracted to. According to research, people with active dopamine centers are more impulsive and reward-driven when it comes to love. These are the folks who love the thrill of the chase, the excitement of new relationships, and let's be real, the occasional spontaneous adventure. On the other hand, serotonin-heavy individuals tend to be a little more laid back. They're less anxious, but also a bit more risk-averse. They're the people who want to take their time in a relationship and aren't necessarily into jumping headfirst into anything too fast. Funny enough, these two groups, dopamine-driven and serotonin-heavy people, tend to find each other attractive because of the balance they create in their personalities. The dopamine people crave excitement, and the serotonin folks bring a little more stability to the table. But what about testosterone and estrogen/oxytocin-heavy folks? Now things get even more interesting. Testosterone-heavy individuals are typically competitive, analytical, and even a little more detached emotionally. They tend to be drawn to people who are empathetic, social, and trustworthy, traits commonly associated with estrogen-oxytocin-driven people. Essentially, the more empathetic types are often attracted to the more logical, competitive personalities. Opposites, right? Hormones and the gender myth. Here's a crucial point that often gets lost in the shuffle. Gender doesn't necessarily dictate your hormone profile. Yes, we have the stereotype that men are testosterone heavy and women are more estrogen oxytocin driven. But in reality, that's not the whole story. A male can be estrogen oxytocin heavy, just like a female can be testosterone heavy. It's all about your unique hormonal makeup. Gender may play a role in how these chemicals express themselves, but it's not the defining factor. What does this mean for you and your relationships? It means that attraction isn't a one-size-fits-all experience. People are attracted to others with whom they feel a natural chemical connection, whether it's someone with a similar or opposite hormonal profile. From the highs of attraction to the lows of long-term love. Now let's talk about what happens after the fireworks of new love. This is where things get even more fascinating. The first stage of love is all about those dopamine and serotonin highs. You're literally on an emotional roller coaster, with your brain lighting up like a Christmas tree. But over time, as the initial rush fades, your brain shifts gears. In long-term relationships, the brain starts releasing different chemicals like vasopressin and oxytocin, two hormones that help to strengthen the bond between partners. These are the pair bonding hormones that kick in after the initial infatuation phase and help create long-lasting emotional connections. In fact, a study in social cognitive and affective neuroscience found that long-term couples show a greater activation in areas of the brain associated with pleasure and pain relief, kind of like the feelings you get when you eat your favorite food or take a well-deserved nap. This is also the same part of the brain activated when you take morphine. In other words, love becomes a source of comfort, safety, and long-term satisfaction. Here's the twist. Long-term couples experience love in a way that's closer to maternal love than the crazy passion you feel in the beginning. That initial spark of attraction might have been all about pheromones, hormones, and looks. But after years of building a relationship, the bond becomes even deeper and more complex. The brain and love are a powerful combination. So after all this science, what's the big takeaway? Well, it's clear that love is much more than a simple choice or feeling. It's deeply embedded in our biology. We might think we're acting on free will, but in reality, our brain is pulling the strings, releasing chemicals that make us feel everything from excitement to anxiety to deep connection. But don't worry, this is not some doom and gloom message about love being out of our control. Instead, it's an exciting reminder that we are capable of creating deep, meaningful bonds with others, and that love is a complex dance between chemistry and emotion. Whether it's the thrill of new love or the comfort of long-term partnership, we're all just navigating this hormonal maze, doing the best we can to enjoy the ride. And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into the science of love. Who knew our brains were secretly running the show, right? If you're as fascinated as we are by the chemical chaos that makes us fall head over heels, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe.